so distinguished now.
Left side brings back-to-back threes, got it!
Groning with back-to-back triples herself. She's got 6 points, and it's to a 9-point lead again.
Winter is here, and while the Bear is heading indoors, it certainly isn't going to hibernate. It's basketball season, and the gyms of Caribou County are heating up for this season's road to the playoffs.
Taken by Smith. Casey brings the ball forward, passes up ahead, backdoor pass to Lexi White, back to Smith, who puts it up and in.
Whether it's the Soda Springs Cardinals, the Grace Grizzlies, or the North Gem Cowgirls, there is room for all in this Bears winter wonderland.
Stoddard outside, pump fakes on the three, feeds it to Christensen, wide open, splashes it home. Kyrie Christensen with a big three.
So come on in out of the cold and get yourself ready for Caribou County basketball on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Yamauchi with the basketball, fires it underneath, it's going to be White, reverse layup, and the Cardinals take a 1-point lead on Alexa White's 4th point of the game.
Local sports on KBRV 800 The Bear are brought to you by Sanders Furniture, Reed's Plumbing and Heating, Monsanto, Silver Star Communications, and by Cook Brothers Broadcasting.
To Shea Donaldson, open for three, splash it down. Shea Donaldson cuts the lead down to 1 with her first basket of the night.
We are 20 minutes away from tonight's opening tip, so let's head courtside with the voice of Caribou County Sports, Caleb Burgraff.
And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Soda Springs Cardinal Sports here on KBRV 800 The Bear. And on the court right now, the Soda Springs Lady Cardinal JV squad has been able to give themselves a little bit more breathing room in the 4th quarter, taking on Marsh Valley and the Eagles. It was a 4-point game at one point in time, with Marsh Valley cutting it down to a 21-17 lead. But the Cardinals in the 4th quarter have gone on a major run and have themselves a 15-point advantage. 35-20 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard here in the JV game, and are well on their way to a victory over the Marsh Valley Eagles. And there's another 3.5 minutes left to go. Plenty of time for them to build on their lead. And this game pitting two teams against each other that are very familiar with each other. The Soda Springs Lady Cardinals taken on this Marsh Valley squad earlier this season in a game at Marsh Valley, a game that the Eagles took 47-40, a game that the Soda Springs Cardinals really never seemed that far out of, but never really were quite in it as well, as it was just a consistent pace put on by Marsh Valley that was able to give them the win. That was really led by their two double-doubles, as well as a pair or another almost double-double that came from their big post down low in Anderson, as it was as I find the roster here for Marsh Valley. It was Katie Anderson who really led the charge in that regard for the Marsh Valley Eagles, and it has them set into a very, very good spot. Marsh Valley, though, has ended up dropping their last game after beating American Falls 84-12. They took on Snake River and lost to Snake River and the Panthers 48-41 in a 7-point affair on the road at Snake River. That was actually Wednesday night as they made that trip up I-15 for that contest to get their district underway. Soda Springs, the final tune-up game before they go back into district play next week once again, with games against American Falls and Snake River also onto their district record. And of course, Marsh Valley comes into this game 13-4, now 1-1 in district play. Still looking to try and get that number 1 seed, which they could very well get with Snake River holding only an 11-7 record out of district play. We have about 2 minutes left in the JV game. 35-23, Soda Springs on top still by plenty of points. And we'll have the rest of our pregame show coming your way after this as we get you set for Soda Springs and the Eagles on KBRV 800 The Bear with live video streaming online at mylocalradio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to.
Then what you're going to do is turn onto Marcy
and Brad
Avenue
just broke up,
and go past the
apparently
first 3
she's
lights,
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then
think
drive 5
she's
more
happy,
blocks,
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see you
I heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 21st through the 27th in Soda Springs. They're having a Big Brands Big Deals special where you can get yourself cans of Campbell's tomato or chicken noodle soup for just 99 cents each. Or grab yourself 5 packs of Top Ramen for $1. And you can get 5 dozen Oakdale medium eggs for $4.69. And to wrap it all up with dessert, Fig Newtons and Oreos are just $2.99 a pack. That's all your specials for this week at Lalaton's in Soda Springs.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Once again, back out here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals, Caleb Burgraff on KBRV 800 The Bear. Time for us now, with 1:41 left to go in the 4th quarter of the JV game, to jump into our standout student, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs, as they are a proud sponsor of our standout students. Go ahead and check them out in Soda Springs once again for all your pump and electric motor needs. We'll have a word from our sponsor right now before talking with our standout student, Aislinn Weaver, on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
For the past 32 years, the team at Caribou Motor Rewind has been specializing in pumps and electric motors, including domestic pumps for house wells. Offering parts and service, they have everything you need. The team at Caribou Motor Rewind thanks everyone in southeastern Idaho for your business and congratulates area high school students on their hard work and dedication to schoolwork and to sports. Caribou Motor Rewind, 198 North Hooper, Soda Springs. Stop in today.
Caleb Burgraff here, joined with Aislinn, or Ace Weaver, from Soda Springs High School. And Aislinn, what year are you, and how's your year been going so far?
I'm a freshman. It's been going pretty good.
The transition from middle school to high school can always be a little bit weird. What's it been like for you? And now that you have a semester under your belt, are you kind of getting the rhythm down for high school classes?
Yeah, I've used to come here a lot as a little kid for orchestra. My grandma works here, so yeah, come and visit her when my dad was like at work.
Good stuff always. Talk a little bit about some of the classes you have this year. Which ones are some of your favorites, and what are some subjects that you like? Obviously, orchestra means you're probably liking band, but what are some other ones?
I like art. I like drawing. I'm in digital art and artist, the basic art this year. I like science. Science is really fun.
So I'm assuming that you like some of the subjects that like to challenge you a little bit more than just your basic core classes, it sounds like, and some of the ones that let you have a little bit more freedom to express yourself.
Yeah, I don't like math. Math's always it's never been a good subject for me.
Talk a little bit about teachers, too. Teachers can always make or break what classes you like and enjoy. Who are some of your favorite teachers in the school so far?
Pan Cow is definitely my favorite. Definitely Pan Cow.
She's always tossed up on some of the great ones. What makes her such a fun teacher to go into class with?
She's like the queen of humor.
What's the funniest joke or what's the funniest thing she's done in class?
I don't know. She just has all these little random jokes, and it's really funny.
What do you look for in a teacher? When you walk into the room and you want to have a good experience in the class, what do you hope the teacher is going to do at the front of the room?
Well, funny, obviously. Make the class a little lighter, and preferably not lose work. That's always a bad thing.
Definitely so. Organized teachers. Yes. I'll put that as a check mark. Couple more questions for you here. The first one, looking at what you do outside of classes. Are you in any clubs, organizations, stuff like that, extracurricular stuff around school?
I'm in band. We had, it's called Honors Band. It's where multiple schools from District 5, we went to Marsh Valley this year, and we learned a bunch of songs, and we played them in a concert.
Awesome. What instrument do you play?
Percussion. My favorite type of drum is the snare drum. I got into percussion because I have this drum kit at my mom's house, and I wanted to learn how to play it better, so I joined percussion to help get rhythms and stuff down.
What are some of the tips that you've learned in school so far to help you along through your classes and make things a little bit easier in school so far?
Do your homework, turn it in, pay attention, no doodling. It may be hard, but no doodling.
Keep those artistic goals just for art. Final thing for you. Looking at what makes Soda Springs great, or looking at things that you enjoy about being a Soda Springs Cardinal, what's your favorite thing about coming to school each day?
Get to see my friends, get to see my favorite teachers, obviously, and it's just a good place to hang out. You'll learn stuff so you can get a job, education, all that stuff.
Ace, thank you so much for taking the time to talk. Congratulations, you're a standout student, and we'll look forward to hopefully hearing some more great things about you here at Soda Springs High School.
Okay, thanks.
That was freshman Aislinn Weaver, or Ace, as she prefers to be called. At least that's what she told me she prefers to be called before the interview. And as she is our standout student, good to be hearing good things coming from the younger students over at Soda Springs High School, and definitely a lot of good potential coming up through the ranks as well. Not just on the athletic programs, but also when it comes to what is going on inside the classroom and what these teachers are getting to work with, as the Soda Springs Cardinals are going to come away. The fourth quarter ends of this contest between the Cardinals and the Marsh Valley Eagles JV squad. It is a 38-23 victory for the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals, as they were able to lead this one pretty much wire to wire, but come away with a solid win to move themselves ahead on the season with only a couple games left for the JV Cardinals on the score as the seasons continue. We have another break coming up. That has been our standout student, brought to you by Caribou Motor Rewind in Soda Springs. Up next, our coaches will have a chance to sit down and talk with us. Kyle McQuivy of the Marsh Valley Eagles and Ariana Finlayson, a senior for the Soda Springs Cardinals, will be sitting down to chat with us as well on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Hi, this is John Ondrasik of Five for Fighting, here for RAD, the entertainment industry's voice for road safety. You know, style is a personal thing, and your lifestyle is your business. But if you take it on the road, it becomes everybody's business. So please, plan ahead, designate before you celebrate. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk.
A public service announcement brought to you by RAD, the National Association of Broadcasters, and the Ad Council.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Caleb Burgraff here on the pregame show with Kyle McQuivey, the head coach of the Marsh Valley Lady Eagles. And coach, the season for you guys, still a little bit up and down. You guys have had some good runs though, and you gotten into district play as well. What have been your thoughts on your team now that you really start getting into that home stretch of the final couple weeks?
Oh, our biggest thought right now is we got to get our offenses working better. We got to get them so that we have our bigs where we need them to score and where they can rebound for us. We got to get a little more patient, be a little more calm, and see the floor and see what we can attack with and what we have to attack with, and hopefully attack it better.
The defense for your team really does seem to be the strong point for them. You have a lot of height down low, and you can really stretch out that zone that you guys play down on the bottom. It reminds me a lot of the Baylor basketball team 3 or 4 years ago when they had that 6'5", 6'6" lineup down low. How much does that help you when it comes to converting that to offense and giving your team a little bit more confidence in that?
Oh, our defense, like it says, our defense is the one that really picks up our offense up, because when we get rebounds or when we get the steals, I mean, these girls know how to transition very well, and they get the ball down the floor, and so it makes it easy to score, and that's where this team really is strong, is that transition. If we got to set up in an offense, we struggle a little bit. They like to dribble too much, and they just don't take their time and take patience. So that's one thing. They work 120 miles an hour, and I'm trying to slow them down to 100 miles an hour to make it a little easier on us.
Last time you guys played the Soda Springs Cardinals, the defense really won the game for both teams. A lot of turnovers for your team, a lot of rebounds for your team as well, keeping Soda out of the paint. What do you expect to try and keep that going tonight? And is there anybody on Soda that you really saw from that game that you really have to keep an eye on tonight?
Yeah, a couple girls, on Soda that really hurt us. They scored some good points on us, and and they're good slashers, they're good drivers, and they can score well on it. So our biggest thing is, like I said, is our defense has got to have the intensity picked up, and we just got to stay strong with it. And they just got to play fundamental ball, and we should do good.
Final question for you, and that's when you look at your team once again. The first time you played Soda, you had almost 3 double doubles. I know one girl was a rebound away and a couple of shots and 2 points away, I believe, from getting a double as well with the Anderson girl down low. How important is it that you get balanced contribution from your stars like that to where you do get several of them contributing at a high level?
That's very important, because like I says, if you only have one person that does that, then they can key on that person, and it makes it tough for the others. But if you have 2 or 3, then they really can't key on one person. They have to spread it out a little bit, so it makes it a little easier for them to contribute, and makes so then they can get their doubles and get their score and get their rebounds, and makes it a lot more efficient and a lot better for the whole team.
Well, Coach, looks like it should be another good game. It was a 7-point game last time, and as a broadcaster, I'm hoping for another affair that close. I'm sure you're hoping for a little bit more spacing, but thank you again for the time, and we'll look forward to a good one tonight.
Hey, sounds good. Thank you.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
The moment my son saw a redwood tree
It's huge!
is the moment I knew that for him,
You can't even see the top of that thing.
even the sky has no limit.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org. Learn about forests near you and discover cool things to do when you go. Your moment is out there. Find it at discovertheforest.org.
Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
Listen, as a hiring manager, I've got to tell you, the best job candidate isn't always the typical candidate. Sometimes they're a grad of life.
Meet the grads of life. Young adults of unique determination and experience, an ideal fit for your company in an entry-level position, internship, or mentorship. They might not have every qualification you typically look for, but they're exactly who your company needs.
Sometimes the best candidates aren't the ones you're used to.
Go to gradsoflife.org to learn how to find, cultivate, and train this great pool of untapped talent. Brought to you by the Ad Council and gradsoflife.org.
We have about 5 minutes or so until the start of tonight's game as the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals getting set to take on the Marsh Valley Eagles. Both teams coming into this game with a 13-4 record, and this game going to kind of either give the Cardinals a tie and break the tie between the two teams, or give Marsh Valley the season sweep of Soda Springs on the season. We had a chance to sit down with Ariana Finlayson on the pregame show and talk with her about how her senior season has been going, and by the way, also give us a chance to wish her happy birthday before today's game, as both herself and Taylor Myers celebrating birthdays today, as the inside information was given to me on today's game by Mrs. Belknap, as Jamie Belknap had a chance to tell us that before the start of tonight's game. Ariana Finlayson, though, is up next on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com as the pregame show rolls on.
Caleb Burgraff here with Ariana Finlayson, who is a senior for the Soda Springs girls basketball team. And Ari, when you look at the season right now, you guys are really close to securing that #1 seed in district play. You've had a really good run of games in the last couple of weeks. What have been your impressions on the way the girls are coming together?
I think as a team we're playing a lot better. We're really getting to know each other more and becoming more like a family.
We kind of talked about this being your senior season the last time that we were on this together. Now that you see things coming to a head and really being able to get that #1 seed, are you happy that your senior season has gone the way it has?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun playing with these girls. A lot of them I didn't really know before, but it's given me the chance to get to know a lot of girls, and it's been fun.
Last week you guys had Aberdeen and then a game against Malad. Two pretty big games with Aberdeen. You haven't played them before, and then Malad you got the second time around. Pretty handy wins in both of them as well. What were your thoughts on the way just the girls came out and performed in those games?
I think they were both really good team wins. We've really come together and shown what we can do.
We were talking about getting that 1 seed locked up, getting to host at least one game if you get the 2 seed, then getting to host 2 games if you can get that #1 seed. How big would it be to play at home in the playoffs for yourself?
I feel like it would be a great advantage to us, especially with having all our supporters. Soda Springs has great support and crowd here, so it'll be a lot more fun.
This week, 2 weeks left in the season, you get Marsh Valley once more. Last time you played them, you guys had a little bit of trouble with their height. What are some of the things you guys have worked on in practice to maybe help you attack a taller team like that once again?
We'll probably focus more on our strengths instead of our weaknesses, and if we can learn how to use our strengths in the best way, like to benefit us playing against taller people, we'll be able to pull something out.
This week also sets up to have a really tough test with Marsh, and then a little bit of an easier test with Bear Lake coming on the back half. What are you guys doing for Bear Lake in order to really use that game as an extra little bit of practice? Or is it something that you want to use that game as an extra little bit of practice after this Marsh game?
I think every game that we play is just extra practice that we could use. It helps us continue to grow as a team and just really practice our game.
We'll just wrap it up with this question. Looking at the goals for the season, obviously getting to districts and getting a tie seed in districts was one of them. I know you guys had a goal as well of winning 20 games this year. Those are very achievable goals now that where you're at in the season. With looking at those final couple of games and really getting close to those goals, do you expect the team to use the momentum they've gotten in these last couple of games to make a good run at state? And when you get to state, what are your expectations for this team if you guys can make a top seed there?
We've definitely been exposed. We have been battle tested, as Horsley likes to say. So we know what to expect, and we're used to it, so we can definitely take on any challenge.
Ariana, thank you so much for the time, and good luck to you guys who continue out the season. Thank you so much for the time throughout the year as well.
Thank you.
That was once again senior Ariana Finlayson from the Soda Springs Lady Cardinals basketball team. We are just about set for the national anthem at tonight's game, as well as for the opening lineups between these two squads. Keep it tuned right here to KVRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com, and we'll have the opening start of tonight's contest on the other side of this break. The Soda Springs Pep Band getting set to bring you the national anthem here at Soda Springs High School.
Live life comfortably in your new cozy Lazy Boy recliner, sofa, couch, or love seat. With a huge selection to choose from, you'll find the right one for you at Sanders Furniture and Appliances in Soda Springs. If you've been dreaming of brand new kitchen appliances like refrigerators, ranges, microwaves, and chest freezers, you'll be able to find top brands like Whirlpool, Amana, and Maytag. Visit Sanders Furniture and Appliances in Soda Springs. Come find what you're looking for. Sanders Furniture, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
This year, firefighters will battle thousands of wildfires around the country in hopes of containing them. But a single ember that escapes can travel more than 1 mile, where it can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Prepare, protect, prevail. Get fire adapted. Learn simple steps you could take now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Would your business survive a disaster? Nearly 2/3 of businesses aren't prepared for an emergency, and 40% of businesses that experience a disaster never recover. Make an emergency plan now, before it's too late. For a free online tool that helps you develop an emergency plan to keep your business up and running should disaster strike, visit ready.gov/business. Brought to you by the Federal Emergency Management Agency, the American Red Cross, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out here once again to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals. Time for us now to jump into the starting lineups of tonight's game. As the starting lineups, no sponsor yet, so we'll just jump right into them. And for the Marsh Valley Lady Eagles, it is going to be the same starters that they had the last time that they took on the Soda Springs Cardinals at Marsh Valley. Not much has changed, that is for certain, although the Cardinals still going to be hoping that the end result of tonight's game has shifted itself around. We start off with number 3, junior Lindsay Nichols for Marsh Valley. She ended up with 3 points and 1 rebound the last time these two teams matched up against each other. Junior number 15, Paige Borwaller, follows her. She had one of the double-doubles against this team, 10 points and 11 rebounds. She wears the number 15, as I said. Number 22 is Kenzie Gunter. She had 6 points and 1 rebound. She's a number 22 and is a junior. Number 23 is sophomore Taya Batch. She had 16 points and 11 rebounds. Really one of the big players to watch in tonight's game. And wrapping it all up is number 32, senior Katie Anderson, a 6-footer plus 8 points, 9 rebounds the last time these two teams matched up against each other. For Soda Springs and the Cardinals is going to be their traditional lineup. The same lineup we've gotten used to seeing since the Parma tournament. Callie Groning leads things off. She is number 2, a 5'7" senior leader for this squad. Number 4 is sophomore Casey Smith, a 5'5" guard for the Cardinals. Number 12 is freshman 5'6" guard Reagan Yamauchi. Number 15 is 5'5" sophomore Taylor Myers, who, despite her height, uses her body well down low in the post and is another major factor for this Cardinal squad. And wrapping it all up, maybe the most improved player on the team on the season and one of the more underestimated players on the year as well. Number 24, junior Kirsten Rasmussen, a 5'10" post for the Soda Springs Cardinals. That is your starting lineup for Soda Springs. It's now time for our opening tip, brought to you by the 3C Grill in Grace. Burgers, pizza, and barbecue. And don't forget, they cater as well. Great game on tap tonight. The Eagles wearing their powder blue road uniforms. Eagles written across the front in cursive, with numbers in white and lettering in white outlined in red. On the other side for the Cardinals, traditional home whites, black down the sides with black numbers, and Cardinals written across the front in black outlined in red as well. It'll be Kirsten Rasmussen against Katie Anderson to take the opening tip. The official steps to the middle, ball's up, and the opening tip is going to be tipped to Callie Groning, who takes it forward right to left on your radio dial. Over to the right corner, kicks it out to Casey Smith. Opening three ball right off the bat. Casey Smith starts it off well. She has to have another good night for the Cardinals if they want to come away with a win. Over on the right side, Taya Batts cuts into the hoop, misses a shot over the basket. Callie Groning pulls down the rebound and is fouled on the way up the court. That foul is going to be whistled on Lindsay Nichols. It's her first, and the Cardinals offense off to a quick start, and the Eagles trying to recover themselves, and it'll be brought forward by Soda Springs. Casey Smith taking the point. Comes over to the near side, hands off to Yamauchi near half court. She goes between the legs, tries to drive over to her left, going against Gunter, kicks it up top to Smith. She has the ball poked out of her hands, saves it in the right corner near half court. Gets the ball back after a quick flip over to Myers before centering the ball near side and giving it off to Groning. She catches the screen, tries to drive all the way around, staying with her step for step is Nichols though, and Callie has to back it out near the top of the key. Cuts to her left, picks up her dribble, travels with the ball, and the Cardinals turn the ball over for the first time tonight. The first turnover by either team tonight for that matter. It'll be the Eagles to inbound the basketball now over to the left side. With it is Gunter, gives it up ahead, quick skip past the near side. Taya Batts goes in on the wing, drives up with the hoop. They'll call a foul on the floor as Batts was able to draw the contact. The foul is whistled on Kirsten Rasmussen. That's not something the Cardinals can afford, is for her to get into early foul trouble. That's been one of the problems they've had with her on the season. Eagles to inbound. Ball lofted deep. It'll be taken near the top of the key by Nichols. To the right side, she launches up a shot by Borwaller. Blocked away and rebounded by Taylor Myers. Kirsten Rasmussen with the block. Taylor gets her first rebound, and the Cardinals will go back to the left side of the court with possession of the basketball. And an over-the-back foul is going to be whistled on Katie Anderson, and that is actually going to be her second foul. So Lindsay Nichols does not have a foul. It's Anderson who picks up her second. Ball lofted forward and poked out of bounds, last touched by the Eagles. And Soda Springs will get to inbound it once again on the near sideline. The Eagles' full court pressure causing the Cardinals a little bit of trouble on that inbounds play. Callie Groning takes the second inbounds, comes to the near side, avoids the trap by going all the way back to the right wing, picks up a ball, and a 19-foot jumper is not going to get the friendly roll. Rebound outside to Rasmussen. She kicks it to Casey Smith, and Casey gets her second three of the game. Soda Springs gets a 6-0 lead on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard, and it's back over to the Eagles to bring it forward. Over to the far side, Nichols gives back to Gunter, still trying to break the full court press. Taya Batts has the ball poked away from her, finds Borwaller, drives lower baseline, loses the ball into the lane. Batts dives onto the floor, and both Batts and Rasmussen will come up tied up with the basketball, remaining Marsh Valley ball over on the right sideline. 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go. Ball inbounded. Borwaller gets it into the paint. Quick shot up by Batts. Can't get it. Gets her own ball. And she's going to be fouled on the putback. Gets it to go. Contacts and the bucket. And the Cardinals will watch as Taya Batts, the sophomore, not only gets the first rebound of the game for Marsh Valley, but also is going to be stepping to the free throw line for the first time tonight to try and cut the deficit in half. It was 6-0. Now 6-2 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard with another free throw coming here by Batts. Crouches low, right-handed shooter, puts this one up. That one is going to roll off the rim. Rebound pulled down by Jessie Belknap, getting her first minutes. Pass launched up ahead. Myers dribbles the ball off of her foot and turns it right back over to the Eagles. The second Soda Springs turnover here in this quarter. It'll be the Eagles to do the inbounding. Full court pressure once again going to be applied by the Cardinals, as they will look to try and push a little bit of extra pressure against the Eagles. Ball launched up ahead by the Eagles, though. It'll be on the right side. Nichols taking it. Passes into the middle. Batts gets double teamed. Kicks it up top. Gunter holds it at the top of the key. Passed up on a three that was open for a moment. Now drives to her left. Offensive foul is going to be whistled on Kenzie Gunter. That'll be her first foul. The third foul on Marsh Valley as a team. And it gives a turnover to the Soda Springs Cardinal as that one a nice drive, and not happy with it is Coach Kyle McQuivy on the sideline for Marsh Valley. Far side, Borwaller bats this one out of bounds right into the stands over the head of several of the fans into the seats on the far sideline, and the Cardinals will get to inbound once again. Taking the ball is Casey Smith. She'll walk it up, now gives over to Groning. Still loose, full court pressure being applied by the Eagles, trying to get him into a trap. For it's going to be Belknap who saves him. Right side wing, now moved over to the near side. Taken there by Myers, gets away with the travel, but it's turned over anyways, and a foul is going to be called on a reach by Marsh Valley. And I believe they're going to call Callie Groning for the foul. No, excuse me, they get Jessie Belknap with the foul reaching in. And it'll be, they will switch it over, and it is going to be Callie Groning, as I thought it was originally. And the turnover gives it back to Marsh Valley. 3 turnovers in the quarter for the Cardinals. On the sideline, ball almost thrown out of bounds. Nichols gets it back, kicks it into the corner, but a travel before she could find Borwaller, and Marsh Valley returns the turnover back over to the Cardinals. 5 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter, and the Cardinals again to inbound. Groning takes it on the baseline, gives over to Smith. Smith beats the press up ahead to Yamauchi, tracks the ball down, backdoor pass into the hands of Myers, blows the shot, fouled on the putback after the ball bounced right back into her hands, and Taylor Myers is going to have a chance to make a pair of free throws at the stripe. The 4th foul, this one is going to be whistled on Anna Gray. It'll be Gray's first foul. And a chance for Myers at the line, and she knocks home the front end of the free throw. This is something that the Cardinals have improved on immensely on the season, is knocking down their opportunities at the free throw line. And Myers has another chance here. 5-point lead for Soda Springs on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard, 7-2. Second free throw up, that one. Kicks around before dropping its way down, and good. And the lead is up to 6 once again for the Cardinals, matching the biggest of the game. Up ahead, Taya Batts takes the ball left wing, tries to step through, waves the ball around a moment before kicking it to the outside wing. Gunter for 3 from the left corner, drops it home. Kenzie Gunter gets the first outside shot by the Eagles, and the Cardinals will come back up with the lead trimmed down to 3. Yamauchi into the lane, spins around, lofts one at the basket, wildly off the backboard, rebounded by Taya Batts for her second board of the game, and the Eagles will again try to maneuver the full court pressure. 8-5, Soda Springs still on top. To the near side corner, Borwaller skips it to the far side, almost picked off. It is picked off by Yamauchi, reaching her hand to the passing lane, coast to coast, shot up is blocked away off of Yamauchi. And it's a great defensive play on the backside. I believe Gunter, the one who made the play, stretching her body up over Yamauchi and giving it back over to the Cardinals, back to the Eagles, and avoiding giving up the easy turnover to Soda Springs. Timeout taken by Marsh Valley, and the Eagles will keep it here actually on this one and give you a chance to remember that this game is brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you'll find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons working in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. That's Caribou Memorial Hospital, Living Center, and clinics at 300 South, 3rd West in Soda Springs. Cardinals will come out onto the court with Kat McCullough checking onto the game. Jessie Belknap out there as well. Sophomore-laden lineup with Callie Groning, the only one who's not a sophomore. And she will allow the inbounds pass up ahead to Gunter. Crosses over on the near side wing, fakes a handoff to Borwaller, now bounces it toward the corner. She drives baseline, kicks it to the far side wing. Riley Belknap gives up top to Nichols. Back over to Belknap, left side wing, goes underneath. Borwaller up with a shot, gets the friendly roll. Paige Borwaller onto the board, and it's 8-7. Steal on the inbounds play. Nichols pulls it away from the Cardinals, and it's going to be a chance for the Eagles now on the Cardinals' 4th turnover of the game to try and launch this ball in, and Soda Springs will have to defend once again with a 1-point advantage. On the sideline, Coach Wade Schwaneveld directing his team as he watches the Eagles inbound right in front of him. To the left side, Riley Belknap drives to her left, kicks the ball into Batch. She rises, the sophomore skips one off the rim. Borwaller with the offensive board. Her putback is no good, and a foul's going to be called on Borwaller this time as she went up for the second offensive rebound and went over the back on Taylor Myers down low on the baseline, and Soda Springs will get the benefit of the doubt. Casey Smith to bring it forward, lofts a pass to McCullough. Dangerous pass by the Cardinals there. Now another one launched up ahead for the 5th turnover of the Cardinals. They look very shaky on the court here with 4 minutes gone by in the last couple of minutes. The sophomores have seen a little bit of consternation on the court, but the Eagles not doing much better as they'll turn it over across the lane, picked up by Callie Groning. The senior trying to drive coast to coast, stops and pops from the left side elbow and drops it home. Callie, who's been playing much better basketball the last couple of games, able to end the drought. It's back to a 3-point lead for the Cardinals, ending a 5-0 run to the far side. Gunter gives off to Riley Belknap. Back to Gunter. Deep three ball from the NBA. Kenzie Gunter drops home her second triple of the game. A gutsy shot, but she knots it up at 10 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. A possibility for a shot of the game right there, brought to you by ANC Embroidery, in the business of making your team or business look good. Callie Groning with the ball as the Cardinals look to try and answer back, and she throws it over the head of Jessie Belknap and slaps her thigh automatically as she looks away, and she comes off to the bench with a very frustrated look on her face after the Cardinals with their 6th turnover of the quarter, and it forces Wade Schwanevelt to make massive subs as 3 Cardinals come back into the game. Tawny Barfus, yet Reagan Yamauchi and Alexa White come out for Soda Springs into the contest. Over to the near side, Belknap open for a moment, drives the lane, and is going to be fouled on the floor, I believe. This one will go on Tawny Barfus, and that is who it will be whistled on. Tawny picks up her first, and the Cardinals will defend the inbound on the right side of the court. Eagles working left to right. On the baseline, it's Riley Belknap lobbing this one back to the top of the key. Near side, another shot put up and off the front of the rim. No good off of Hope Dunn. Rebounded by Alexa White, and the Cardinals will bring it forward. White to the near side wing. McCullough up top, gets Yamauchi at the free throw line. Her shot off the back iron. Jessie Belknap gets the rebound. Her putback is no good, and this time Vorwaller pulls down the rebound as Page gets her second. Goes up ahead. Shot up by Taya Betts. Count the basket and the foul for the second time in the game, and it's a great job running the court by the Eagles to give them a bit more momentum here and force the Cardinals to a deficit for the first time in the game, down 12-10, as back into the game is going to check Taylor Myers. She comes into the game for Jessie Belknap. First free throw up and good, no good. And Barfus gets away with a push down low as she pulls down the rebound. Tawny gives up ahead to McCullough, who walks it to the right wing. Now comes back to her left into the lane, loses it off her foot, turns it back over to the Eagles, who the Cardinals get it right back though. Yamauchi pulls it on the wing. Back-to-back turnovers by either team as Myers gets the ball on the left side wing, holds it in front of a double team before giving this one off over to Yamauchi once again. Eagles playing in a man-to-man defense, spreading out the Cardinals as Yamauchi almost loses it, picks it back up off the floor, goes to the hoop, puts up a shot, blocked away, rebound out of bounds, last touched by Reagan. And Soda Springs will have to go back on defense after the missed offensive opportunity. 1 minute and 49 seconds to go, first quarter of play. And the Eagles to bring the basketball forward. Straight up the court, Gunter gives it off to the far side. Back to Gunter on the near side wing. Launched up as a shot by Riley Belknap. No good. Vorwaller fights for the board, finally able to control it. Picks it up and gives it up top to Hope Dunn. Dunn moves it to the near side. Batts goes up for a shot herself, rolls along the back of the rim, and a foul is once going to be called over the back on Paige Vorwaller. That'll be her second foul, causing a sub to check in as Ashlyn Marshall will check in for the Eagles. And the Cardinals will make a few subs as well. Myers getting the rebound on that over-the-back foul. And the Cardinals will watch to Callie Groning, who checks back into the game, as well as checking back into the game Casey Smith. So nearly all the starters out there on the court other than Kirsten Rasmussen as Groning brings it up the near side. Looks to her right, now drives into a double team, travels with the basketball, turning it right back over to the Eagles. That's 8 turnovers for the Cardinals, something we're not used to seeing from this Soda Springs team, as they are struggling right now just possessing the basketball. Over to the far side, Gunter gives the ball back to Dunn. Dunn goes to the right side corner. Pump fake there by Belknap. She travels with the ball though, and Hope Dunn turns it over to the Cardinals, as that is the 14th turnover between the two teams here, with just under 7 minutes of going by in this first quarter. A very sloppy first half for these two teams as Yamauchi gets the ball, goes straight into the lane, stops and floats one up, gets it to go from the middle of the paint to tie the game up as Reagan onto the scoreboard for the first time. 12-12 all, under a minute to play, first quarter. 50 seconds to go. Cardinals over to the near side. the Eagles to the near side will move it to the corner. Riley Belknap skips one to the far side. Taken there by Gunter. She drives in, picks up her dribble after a spin move, kicks it outside. Hope Dunn for three, wraps that one in. Hope Dunn gets the third triple of the quarter for the Eagles, and it's to a 15-12 lead for Marsh Valley. To the near side, it'll be Groning pushing the pace into the corner. Picks up her dribble, double team there, steps through the double team, finds Smith top of the key. She'll step back, two ball up off the short side of the rim. Taya Batts pulls down her third rebound, and the Cardinals go back onto the defensive end to the top of the key. Gunter, 12 seconds to go, skips it to Hope Dunn. Another three, no good. Taya Batts gets the board. Nobody steps in front of her until finally it's going to be Myers tying her up underneath the ball, and it's a turnover to the Cardinals on the jump ball after the rebound by Taya Batts is her fourth. Marsh with their 7th turnover of the quarter. And again, both sides with plenty of turnovers so far, as it'll be Groning again to inbound. Gives this one up ahead. Myers up to Groning. Fires one deep off the backboard as the buzzer sounds. And we head into quarter number 2. Soda Springs with a 3-point deficit to overcome on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Start of quarter number 2 here at the home of Soda Springs as the Eagles open up with possession of the basketball and a quick basket underneath by Anna Gray. She lays it up and in, the junior striking first, and it's a 5-point deficit to the Cardinals. Ball launched up ahead. White picks up the basketball after swatted into the backcourt by the Eagles. They'll go back to White near side. McCullough takes it in the corner, looks underneath, uses her dribble to bounce it back up to White to the right side. Groning holds on to the basketball, gives it back to Smith in the right side corner. Up top again to Groning. She fakes the pass down low, gives back to White. 3-ball up and good by Smith, McCullough with the rebound, can't get her put back to go, and the second rebound is going to be picked up, but on the line by Ashlyn Marshall, and Soda Springs gets another chance to go back up the court as they take it on the offensive side. Right to left, the Cardinals working here in quarter number 2, down 17-12 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. Ball's going to be inbounded. It'll be Groning lining up a deuce. Can't get it to go too strong, but right there is White for the board, and she lays it up and in with the offensive putback. 17-14, Cardinals back within a possession, and the Eagles right back the other way, launching this one over everybody's head, and Marsh Valley picks up their 9th turnover of the game to this point in time. Cardinals to inbound, full court pressure once again being applied by the Eagles. Smith back to White as the two of them playing catch to break the full court press. Up ahead to Myers. Myers splits a double team, has the ball poked out of her hands. Groning picks it up though to avoid the turnover and finds Casey Smith left side wing. She'll use a dribble, gives back to Groning. Picked up there by Riley Belknap. Now moves it over to the right side. McCullough back up top to Smith. Groning takes it back into left corner. The three of them working it around the outside edge, trying to find a way inside this 2-3 zone being played by the Eagles, which is something they do very well, as we found out the last time these two teams played. Myers back up top to Groning. She looks to her right, finds Smith again near side. 3-ball up and short off the front of the rim. Rebounded by Kenzie Gunter for her first board of the game. She loses it up ahead, and it's going to stay with the Eagles as the Cardinals are going to be the ones who poked it out of play. I believe Alexa White was the one who got a fingertip on it, and the Soda Springs Cardinals will remain on defense with the Eagles inbounding on the far sideline in front of the home fans. Out of the game checks Gunter. She'll get a seat and a little bit of a breather, as into the game for her is Lindsay Nichols. Nichols goes down low underneath the basket and double dribbling with the basketball and turning it to the Cardinals once again is Anna Gray. That's going to be another big chance for the Cardinals to get back into this game, down by 3. This game looking a lot like the first one between these two teams, as neither team really ever getting a huge momentum breaker, as White getting caught in the backcourt, needs to find a way to break the press, fires up ahead to Callie Groning. She gets it after it's almost turned over, but McCullough can't turn into that little bit of a respite into his shot. Cardinals pick up a loose ball, give it to Groning in the lane, puts up a shot, too strong off the back iron. White with the rebound, her shot's too strong. Belknap has the rebound, tipped to her, her shot short, and again another one by McCullough, gives it outside to Groning, and this time the rebound dribbles all the way out of bounds. A lot of rebounds there by these two teams, as neither one able to get advantage of it though, and it's a turnover back into the hands of Marsh Valley. The Eagles to bring it forward. Up the court, coming up the near side is Nichols. Looks to drive into the paint, picks up her dribble, gives it into the paint where Anna Gray turns around, fires one in, but a travel before the shot by Ashlyn Marshall. She'll pick it up and give it back into the hands of the Cardinals once again. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and Kat McCullough to do the inbounding. She gives this one over to Casey Smith. Pass near side to White. White looks ahead, now gives back to Smith. Still trying to break that full court press. Groning catches it as she crosses the lane. Kicks outside. Belknap up for a 19-footer. Too strong. Rebound snatched in by Anna Gray. She pulled it in on the right side of the lane. Gives this ball off now, and a foul's going to be called over the back. Coming up the court by Kat McCullough. It'll be Kat's first foul, the Cardinals' 7th foul. And another chance now as to the line is going to be Riley Belknap for her first free throws, 1 and 1 at the stripe for Soda Springs. Out of the game is going to be Alexa White as Reagan Yamauchi checks in. Also checking in is going to be Taylor Myers as McCullough will take a seat on the bench. Officials signal. And the free throw up and rolled in by Riley Belknap. She gets her first make of the game. And one more chance to come up the court. Second free throw up, that's good as well. 2 for 2 at the trip, makes Marsh Valley 2 for 4, and back up to a 5-point lead for the Eagles. Smith skips it back to Groning. She'll go back over to Smith and looks to bring it forward. Now gives back to Groning. Still that full court pressure being slowly worked forward. Ball passed away, turned over, but lofted back into the middle of nowhere. Taylor Myers had a chance at it, but was a little bit slow getting to the basketball, and the Eagles will pick up their first turnover of the quarter, the 9th of the game by the Cardinals. To the far side, pass tipped out of bounds by Soda Springs. Casey Smith getting a hand into the passing lane, and the Eagles will be inbounding from the far side corner on their side of the court. 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go, second quarter of play, 19-14 Cardinals right now, down by 5. Pass lofted in, taken by the Eagles, skipped to the near side, held on to, and a shot put up by Marshall, no good. Rebound is going to be pulled down as the Cardinals, again, slow to getting to the basketball. It should be a jump ball and possession to Soda Springs. And with 4:43, the Cardinals get the chance to bring it forward and cut it to a one-possession game once again. They've been stuck at 14 for a couple of minutes now. Groning takes the ball in the backcourt, gives over to Smith, who will flip it back to Callie on the near side. Pass up and forward, over to Myers. Belknap was wide open down low underneath the hoop. They missed her, though, as Myers gets the ball again on the right side wing. Up top to Smith, near side Groning, looks inside, up top to Smith again. Great ball movement by the Cardinals, trying to work it in. They'll find it underneath. Belknap gets the shot to roll down. Jesse, with her first bucket of the game, brings it back to a 3-point ball game, 19-16. Cardinals right now down by 3. Into the lane. Nichols drives all the way hoop, puts a shot up, but it's going to go out of bounds. Last touch by Nichols and thrown away back to the Cardinals. Marsh Valley turning it over for the 12th time in this game, as they make some substitutions, getting more of their starters back into the game. Vorwaller back out, as is Hope Dunn, as they look to try and find some way to combat this Cardinals team, which has found us a little bit of life. Myers with a shot down low in the baseline. No good. Rebound pulled down by Marshall. She pushes the pace up the court, gives out to Gunter, left side. Shot no good. Rebounded by Myers underneath the basket. And another chance for the Cardinals to bring it forward. Defense holding strong, down 19-16. And to the right side, Smith holds the ball overhead. Avoids the pressure being put onto her by Dunn. Gives outside to, Groning. Callie goes to her left, kicks outside to Myers, looks to her right, still holds on to the basketball. Plenty of room between her and Marshall before finding Smith near the half-court stripe. 3:27 to go. Second quarter of play. Smith picks up the ball, Looks inside, now gives back to Myers, who tips the ball, almost had it thrown away before feeding it to Smith on the far side. Near half court, Smith again comes to her left, kicks it to Groning in the corner. Holds the ball for a moment, looks to drive through, tries to cross over undone. Hope sticks right with her, and Hope drives through right into the body of Ashlyn Marsh, who's going to pick up the foul. That'll be the 16th foul on the Eagles. And Marshall, the 7th foul on the Eagles. Marshall picking up her first. Cardinals right now with 7 fouls as well. As to the line goes Callie Groning for 1-and-1 free throws. The third free throw of the game coming up for Soda Springs. To 4 for the Eagles. So very loose officiating right now as they're letting the girls play a lot. Free throw up and no good. Taya Batts comes up with her 5th rebound of the game to go with her 4 points, and the ball is launched up ahead. Nichols had a chance to drive, passed up on it though, splits a double team, now cuts into the hoop before kicking it outside. Marshall left open for plenty of time to put up a shot. Groning diving for a ball, and it's going to be picked up on the baseline, but after Callie Groning tipped it out of bounds, and it will remain Eagles basketball to loft in. With the inbound is Marshall. She looks over to her right, now looks deep, back over to her right. Nichols takes it on the corner, comes outside the three-point line near the top of the key. Takes a step in, kicks over to Gunter. Gunter launches a pass deep to Marshall. She fires one back over to Nichols. The three of them playing catch around the outside. Ball's going to be poked away from the Eagles as Yamauchi dives for the basketball. She's fouled on the play. I believe Gunter picks up this one. That is who it's going to be on. That's her second. And it'll send Reagan Yamauchi to the free throw line this time for 1-and-1 free throws, as she was going after the basketball and had the easier path to it. Kat McCullough back into the game as Myers is going to take a seat on the bench for Soda Springs. And one more free throw coming up for Reagan. Toes with the right foot. Takes a few dribbles. Crouches low. Eyes the free throw and puts this one up and bottoms. Cardinals now 3 for 4 from the line. And back within 2, 19-17 with 2 minutes and 37 seconds to go on your Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. One more coming up for Reagan and the Redbirds. Second free throw. Up. That's bottoms as well. Cardinals back within 1, 19-18 here at their home of Soda Springs in the high school gym. Over to the far side of the court. Marshall tries to drive to her left, picks up her dribble, gives it to Gunter just to the left at the top of the key. She'll fake right, goes left, pulls back after White cuts her off, and gives near side to Nichols. Back into the free throw line. Marshall up with a shot. Tipped and affected on the shot by Belknap. Saved inside by Vorwaller. Shot put up by Gunter. She can't get it to go. Vorwaller's putback's no good. Now Belknap with a rebound. She's going to be fouled on the way up after getting her rebound. And Soda Springs will watch as Belknap heads back to the other side for a chance at an opportunity to take the lead with 1-and-1 free throws coming up for the sophomore. Jesse with 2 points in the game in a very low-scoring second quarter of play. 19-18, the Cardinals overpowering the Eagles 6-4 in this contest. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go in this second quarter. Free throw up and no good by Jessie Belknap. Rebound pulled in by Taya Batts underneath the basket. Her 6th rebound already in the game, and the sophomore leading both teams in that category. To the near side. That's Hope Dunn. Fires one up ahead. We're almost out of bounds. Ball loose on the ground. Picked up by the Eagles. Given over to Hope Dunn. Her three ball just doesn't get the friendly roll. Right there for the putback, though, is Taya Batts for her 6th point. And the Cardinals back down by 3, 21-18. Two sides, 6-6 here in the second quarter. White gives up to McCullough. She skips it to the near side. Yamauchi avoids a double team. Travels with the basketball. Turning it right back over to Marsh Valley. The 10th turnover by the Cardinals. And Marsh Valley will end up with the basketball on the near sideline to inbound with 1:40 to go now. Ball lofted in. Taken up the left sideline now by Gunter. Picks up her dribble, finds Hope Dunn on the right side, finding in the lane. Marshall wide open for a moment, closed off quickly though by Belknap. They'll find Dunn, top of the key, wide open. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound tipped out of bounds. Last touch by the Eagles, and the Cardinals get another chance to bring it forward after the loose ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by the Powder Blues. 1 minute and 24 seconds left to go in the second quarter, with the Cardinals sitting right outside of this game. Up the court. Reagan into the basket. Puts up a shot. Can't get it to go. Taya Batts with her 8th rebound of the game. And up again, the Eagles will bring it forward to the far side. Marshall goes inside too bad. She takes a power dribble, puts up a quick shot, skips out of the rim again as the Eagles having plenty of trouble finding a ball dropping down. The Cardinals finding plenty of success. Groning up the other side, drops home the deuce from 15. Callie with her 4th point of the game. The Cardinals back within 1. Full court pressure, forces a turnover. McCullough with the steal, loses the ball to the right side, gets it back, finds Groning and nose picked off as she throws it right into the hands on the near sideline of Riley Belknap. And it'll be again the Eagles to go to the free throw line as Belknap is going to be fouled on the play by Casey Smith, and Casey picks up her 2nd. For the Cardinals, it's their 8th foul as a team. Riley's 2 for 2 at the free throw line tonight, and a chance to at least get it back to a 2-point game here with a 1-and-1 opportunity. Free throw up, no good, rolls off to the near side. Groning gets her 3rd board. She'll bring it up the right sideline with under a minute to play. 38 seconds to be precise. 21 seconds, or 21-20. The Cardinals down by 1 to Marsh Valley on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. We apologize for the frozen video. We'll be trying to get that fixed during the halftime break as Casey Smith walks it over to her right. Looks back towards Coach Schwanevelt as she comes back near the sideline and looks inside. Just dribbling the ball back and forth, waiting for the last shot. 12 seconds to go. Smith goes to her right, looks to cut into the lane, pulls back, finds Groning, launching up a 3, can't get it to go short. Rebounded on the play by Riley Belknap. Cardinals can't foul, and the time is going to tick off the clock after a near steal by Soda Springs. But we head into the halftime break. The score 21-20. The Cardinals with a little bit of an opportunity to take the lead. They're back within 1 after trailing by 3 after the quarter break. We'll take a break, get our video stream fixed here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Live life comfortably in your new cozy Lazy Boy recliner, sofa, couch, or love seat. With a huge selection to choose from, you'll find the right one for you at Sanders Furniture and Appliances in Soda Springs. If you've been dreaming of brand new kitchen appliances like refrigerators, ranges, microwaves, and chest freezers, you'll be able to find top brands like Whirlpool, Amana, and Maytag. Visit Sanders Furniture and Appliances in Soda Springs. Come find what you're looking for. Sanders Furniture, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
Hey America, we need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
It's halftime for the Soda Springs Cardinals, and that means we're going to take a break and get back to our Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show after this word from our sponsor. Right here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Are you feeling stressed? The Anxiety and Depression Association of America offers a few helpful tips to manage stress. Take a time out. Eat well-balanced meals. Get enough sleep. Limit alcohol and caffeine, which can cause anxiety and trigger panic attacks. And welcome humor. A good laugh goes a long way. If your stress level needs professional help, contact Mexico Therapeutic Services at 208-547-4550.
Welcome back out to our halftime show brought to you by Mexico Therapeutic Services. Let's take a look at our halftime highlights for the two teams on the court right now. 21-20 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard, your score for this battle of 13 and 4 teams. here as the last out-of-district game for both of these squads taking place in front of our very eyes. The Cardinals started out very well as they ended up building up to, I believe, a 6-point lead, 8-2. After that, they watched the Eagles cut it down and eventually take the lead. After tying it up 10-10, they jumped themselves back in front and were able to hold on to the lead since that point. But in the second quarter, after what seemed like a little bit of lackadaisical play by the Cardinals, they woke up and were able to force 6 turnovers in the second half to only the 3 that the Cardinals ended up turning over, and Soda Springs ended up with a 1-point deficit at the half, 21-20 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. We'll take one more break, come back after this with our halftime numbers for the two teams and what each of the members of the teams are doing so far on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming on mylocalradio.com.
How'd I do?
He'll get better. Tim can't wait to be a real driver. But for now, he's king of the online track thanks to Silver Star Communications high-speed internet. Reliable, consistent speeds give him the edge against players anywhere, even the other end of the couch.
Whoa. You'll get better.
Visit silverstar.com to learn more.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 21st through the 27th in Soda Springs. They're having a Big Brands Big Deals special where you can get yourself cans of Campbell's tomato or chicken noodle soup for just 99 cents each. Or grab yourself 5 packs of Top Ramen for $1. And you can get 5 dozen Oakdale medium eggs for $4.69. And to wrap it all up with dessert, Fig Newtons and Oreos are just $2.99 a pack. That's all your specials for this week at Lalaton's in Soda Springs.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Welcome back out to the home of Soda Springs and the Cardinals on the Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show. Time to take a look at the halftime numbers for each of the two teams here tonight, as the Cardinals, will start off with them, are being led by Casey Smith, a pair of triples in the game, but overall actually average scoring for the Cardinals as they have split the scoring up fairly well. As I said, 6 points for Casey Smith, 4 points for Callie Groning, along with 3 rebounds and 4 points for Reagan Yamauchi. Jessie Belknap having a strong game for the sophomore, 2 points, 5 boards, and she leads the team in the rebounding category. Right behind her, Alexa White with 2 points and 4 rebounds, and Taylor Myers as well with 2 points and 4 rebounds. On the other side for Marsh Valley, they've looked mostly to Taya Batts, 6 points and 8 rebounds, and a couple of those offensive rebounds that have led to extra points in the game to this point in time. Also with 6 points, Kenzie Gunter. She has 2 rebounds as well, the two of them for 12 points and 10 rebounds combined. Anna Gray with 2 points and 1 board. Ashlyn Marshall with no points, so 2 rebounds, 3 points and no boards for Hope Dunn, 2 points and 4 rebounds for Paige Vorwaller, and 2 points and 1 rebound for Riley Belknap. The shock of it all, Katie Anderson out of the game for most of that first half as she was in foul trouble for the majority of it, and we'll see what her difference on the court makes for this Marsh Valley squad. Also out of the game for much of the first half was Kirsten Rasmussen for the Cardinals. So both those two players could have a big effect moving forward in this game as we continue on. We'll be back after this. This has been your Mexico Therapeutic Services halftime show. Back with more after a 2-minute break, started with our halftime sponsor, Mexico Therapeutic Services.
Are you feeling stressed? The Anxiety and Depression Association of America offers a few helpful tips to manage stress. Take a time out. Eat well-balanced meals. Get enough sleep. Limit alcohol and caffeine, which can cause anxiety and trigger panic attacks. And welcome humor. A good laugh goes a long way. If your stress level needs professional help, Contact Mexico Therapeutic Services at 208-547-4550.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
I'm Paul George of the Indiana Pacers. When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke. So I want you to learn to spot a stroke fast. F-A-S-T. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. I'm Paul George. Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Back here at the start of quarter number 3, the Soda Springs Cardinals will open up on defense as the Eagles get a chance to try and build on a 1-20-21 lead here on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. And early on, a quick turnover to the Cardinals as Taya Batts could not hold on to the basketball, and Soda Springs will force the 14th turnover by my count of Marsh Valley. Casey Smith and Callie Gronin to bring the ball forward for the Cardinals. Almost stolen away, though. Taya Batts nearly picking off a pass that was up ahead to Reiki Yamauchi, and the Cardinals will work it from the far sideline again. Working left to right, the two teams trading sides with 7 minutes and 40 seconds to go, and the ball almost thrown away once again. The Eagles doing a great job with their pressure defense near the half-court line, forcing Callie Groning and Casey Smith no opportunities. Over to Groning. She has the ball go through her hands, picked up on the far sideline by Hope Dunn. She will use her dribble and give off to Gunter to bring it the rest of the way forward. Cardinals back off the pressure. Casey Smith eyeing Gunter intently as she finds a pass into the middle of the lane. Ashlyn Marshall puts up a shot, tries to bank it in. Rebound's going to be pulled down by Kirsten Rasmussen, and Kirsten will give it up ahead to Smith on the near side. Tries to cross over, now gives off to Groning on the left side wing, and Callie will bring the ball back up near the top of the key to center it. Walks it over to the near sideline now. Looks to the right. Yamauchi holds onto the ball for a moment, in a triple threat stance before giving it off to Myers, top of the key. Held onto there. Taya Batts guarding her intently before it moved over to Groning. Cardinals' patience, really the thing that they're showing right now against the Eagles. Down by 1, 21-20. Groning brings it up near half court. Walks it to her right. Tries to cut in. Now gets pushed back outside near half court. Backs it up once again. Looks over to Schwanevelt, who is going to call out a play and directs a little bit of traffic, a little bit of isolation. Groning looking for one-on-one on Marshall. Drives in the lane. Ball kicked out or dribbled out into the hands of Yamauchi. She picks up her dribble. Finds Smith near the top of the key for 3. Can't get it to go. Rebound pulled in by Rasmussen. Her layup attempt is just off. And Katie Anderson with her first rebound of the game after Rasmussen couldn't get the offensive putback to go. 6 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Third quarter of play to the right side. Taya Batts left open. Doesn't use the backboard on a quick 10-foot jumper. Rebounded, though, by Marshall, who gives it up top to Gunter. Ball loose on the ground. Diving for it, and a jump ball whistled for. The Cardinals should get possession on another turnover by the Eagles. And Soda Springs will get to bring the basketball forward once again against the full court pressure of the Eagles. A 1-2-2 or a 1-2-1-1 zone being played, or a diamond zone, with Anderson playing back up in the paint to defend the full court pass. Over to the far side. Groning gives up ahead to Myers. Taylor into the lane. Finds Rasmussen. Her bank shot up and good. Kirsten joins the scoring party. It's a 22-21 lead for the Cardinals as they strike first in the second half. 5 minutes and 38 seconds to go. Gunter launches one deep to Marshall. It's going to be picked up on the baseline, given back up to Gunter. Back over to Marshall in the corner. On the left side, tries to drive around Matt Rasmussen. They're going to call Kirsten for a foul. It'll be Kirsten's third. And the first team foul for either team to start off the third with 2.5 minutes gone by. 5 minutes and 28 seconds specifically to go. And Vorwaller will come to the near side to inbound the ball. Swats it once, looks inside, trying to find Anderson. Now they'll give it up to Batts near the top of the key. Pulled up top by Dunn. She'll go to her right, tries to work on Casey Smith before the ball's moved to Gunter. Holds onto it for a moment using the right-handed dribble. Fires the pass with the right hand. It's going to end up in the hands of Batts down low. Loses the ball, gets it back. Passed up top to Dunn. Up top again to Gunter. She lines up a triple, misses badly. And down to the ground on another jump ball are going to go Kirsten Rasmussen and Katie Anderson. It will remain Eagles ball, so we'll give Anderson the rebound on the jump ball. And the Cardinals will get to defend another inbound by the Eagles. Ball swatted on the baseline, launched deep. Taken by Gunter just off the top of the key. She fakes a pass one way, steps inside, elbow jump shot, rolls down, and Kinsey Gunter gets the basket. They're going to call a foul, though. They'll count the bucket, an offensive foul afterwards. Gunter with her 8th point, and the foul is going to be whistled against Taya Batts for her first. So Soda to inbound. Casey Smith trying to bring it up, lofts one to the near side. Groning gives back to Smith on the far side. Up ahead, Yamauchi pulls the ball forward, avoids a double team, squirks her way around straight to the hoop. Layup is good. Nobody stepped in front of Reagan. She finds an open lane to the hoop, and the Cardinals back up by 1, 24-23. Up the right sideline. Ball lost in between the feet of Vorwaller. Jump ball called as Kelly Groning dives on it. Groning a cheer of success from the Soda Springs coaching staff as another turnover to Marsh Valley will give the Cardinals a little bit of momentum with the 16th turnover of the game to the Eagles. 4 minutes and 35 seconds to go. To the left side, Smith double teamed and trapped. She gets through it, lofts one into the paint. Yamauchi underneath on the baseline, pump fakes, avoids turning it over, travels with the ball though, and gives it back over to Marsh Valley. That's the only reason she was able to avoid it, is by picking up that back foot, trying to split a triple team down low on the baseline. Ball inbounded by the Eagles. Up ahead, Katie Anderson takes it on the logo before firing it up to Vorwaller. Vorwaller trying to bounce it inside to Gunter. Turns it right over to the Cardinals. It's going to be passed up ahead and rejected out of bounds by Vorwaller as she denied any entry, and the Cardinals will get another chance to inbound it as Yamauchi was trying to feed it to the far side where I believe Casey Smith was the intended target. Cardinals to inbound. It'll be Myers finding Smith over to the far side. Short corner. Yamauchi shot short off the front of the rim. Katie Anderson fouled on the rebound attempt. That's going to go, I believe, on Taylor Myers. It'll be her first foul, team's second. And another chance for the Eagles to inbound the basketball on their side of the court. Loose full court pressure being applied. 4 minutes and 7 seconds to go in the third quarter. Ball lofted up ahead. Batts pulls onto it for a moment. Gives back up top to Gunter near the half-court stripe. She'll walk it to her right. Gives it to the near side, into the lane. Pass underneath is going to be lost by Batts, out of bounds. And another turnover by Marsh Valley for their 18th. They've had at least 5 turnovers in every quarter so far. The Cardinals only up to 13 turnovers so far, although they have not necessarily been able to get the shots to fall in the recent going. As the pass lofted forward, now there's a turnover by the Cardinals. They're 14th, and to the right side, Gunter will hold it on the wing. Pass to Dunn, top of the key, wide open for 3 left, well short of the rim. Smith has the ball bounce right into her hands, and she'll give it up to Groning. Groning pushes the pace up the court, avoids Gunter, who came up from behind with a swipe. Over to Smith, top of the key for 3, got it! Casey Smith with her third triple of the game. The student section rejoices, and the Cardinals lead by 4, 27-23 with 3 minutes and 16 seconds to go. Hope Dunn to the right side, bounce pass to the free throw line, almost lost by Vorwaller, tracked down by Dunn after Groning swatted out of her hands, given to the near side by Gunter, deep 3, no good, rebounded by Anderson down low, puts up a shot, that's short, and the rebound poked out of the hands of Batts, and it's going to be picked up on the play by Taylor Myers for her 5th. Cardinals pushing it the other way. Groning in motion for 3, rattles it home. Back-to-back threes by the Cardinals, calling for a timeout by the Marsh Valley Eagles and head coach Kyle McQuivy. It's a great run by the Cardinals as they're back up by 7, 30-23. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 21st through the 27th in Soda Springs. They're having a Big Brands Big Deals special where you can get yourself cans of Campbell's tomato or chicken noodle soup for just 99 cents each. Or grab yourself 5 packs of Top Ramen for $1. And you can get 5 dozen Oakdale medium eggs for $4.69. And to wrap it all up with dessert, Fig Newtons and Oreos are just $2.99 a pack. That's all your specials for this week at Lalaton's in Soda Springs.
Middle of the third quarter here to the Soda Springs Cardinals with a 7-point lead on an 8-0 run in this quarter as they have run out to the front with Callie Groning and Casey Smith leading the way. Eagles trying to answer back. Vorwaller on the first play of the timeout will put up a shot short, rebounded by Anderson, and she gets the friendly roll. She's got 5 rebounds and 2 points in the quarter, and the Cardinals still up, but only by 5 now as they'll bring it forward. Callie Groning avoids a double team, fouled on the way through. We'll see who they whistle this one on, and it is going to be called on Kinsey Gunter for her 3rd of the quarter, or of the game. 2nd team foul on Marsh Valley. 2 minutes and 24 seconds to go. Yamauchi takes the inbound. Right side corner. Bounces it to the near side to Groning, and now she'll run underneath the basket in motion, trying to break free. Pass launched to her. She's open. Short corner up and bottoms it out. 18-foot bumper. Dropped down by Yamauchi, who's got 8 points in the game and 4 in the quarter. 2 minutes and 5 seconds to go. To the right side, Vorwaller through the lane, passes it to Taya Betts, avoids the steal attempt by Groning, and banks it up and in. Good calm play by the sophomore, getting it back to a 5-point game, 32-27. The offense is exploding here in quarter number 3. Pass to the near side. Myers goes up for the shot, fouled by Katie Anderson. If she doesn't leave her feet, it's not a foul, and I don't think she needed to, but Katie Anderson picks up the foul, and Taylor Myers will step to the stripe, where she's 2 for 2 at the line so far tonight. Anderson, again, you have the length. Don't necessarily try to go up in the air. Just affect her, because your height in general is going to try and do some damage. Myers only 5'5", and she is not going to get the benefit of the free throw as it rolls through, trying to bank that one in. 32-27, Soda Springs up by 5, 1 minute and 49 to go on your Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. And Myers wipes the bottom of her shoes with her hands before toeing the line once again. The sophomore, right-handed shooter, puts it up and cashes in on that one. 1 for 2 at the trip, 3 for 4 on the night with 3 points. 33-27, Cardinals up by 6. Eagles break the full court pressure. Bounce pass to the top of the key. Dunn moves it to Nichols. Back to Dunn on the right side before moving it inside to Gray. She finds Nichols near side for 3. Rolls that one off the rim. Bats another rebound, hits the deck, and a jump ball is going to be called for. It will give the Eagles another chance at possession after Taya Batts got her 9th rebound of the game. Eagles to do the inbounding will send Vorwaller onto the baseline. Passes one into the paint, throws it away. Cardinals still with the ball up in the air. Will be picked up, so not turned over. And now it's going to be McCullough down to the deck as another jump ball is going to be called for. The Soda Springs bench wanted a foul, but equal chances at trying to go for it. Nonetheless, it turns into the 6th turnover for Marsh Valley. And with 1 minute and 25 seconds to go, Soda Springs will again bring the ball forward. Casey Smith in the paint, gives it back up ahead to McCullough. She fires it near side to Myers. Avoids turning it over, picks it up and gives it over to Smith. She'll line up a triple. That one's no good, off the front of the rim. Rebounded to the near side by Lindsey Nichols for her first board. Cuts it up ahead, and a block is going to be called underneath the hoop as Casey Smith picks up her 3rd, I believe. And it'll be the 3rd team foul on the Cardinals as well, as subs will check in. Callie Groning back into the game. Also back into the game is going to be Riley Belknap for Marsh Valley. 1 minute and 8 seconds to go. Eagles pass the ball deep. Nichols takes the top of the key. Right side gives to Belknap. Short right corner. Shot airballed over the hoop. Groning's going to let that one bounce out of bounds. And the Cardinals will take advantage, or hope to try and take advantage. Still holding on to that 6-point lead with the defense, holding Marsh Valley to only 6 points in the quarter so far with 1 minute to go. We'll see if Soda tries to hold for the last shot once they break the full court press. Groning takes the ball near side, beats the full court, or takes the cross half court and dribbles it around before going to her left. On the wing, kicks it to Myers. Holds the ball for a moment, now gives up to McCullough, who finds Yamauchi near the half-court stripe. 43 seconds to go. Cardinals go with Yamauchi to the left. She'll back her off. And now comes near side to Myers once again. Taylor using her butt to back herself some room. Gives it back into the hands of Yamauchi with 30 seconds to go. Cardinals, as I said, looking like they're going to hold for last shot here as they move top of the key. To her right, Yamauchi dribbling around, trying to avoid giving any chance for the 5-second call as she backs up near half court. To her right, now again drives and pulls back. 16 seconds to go. Yamauchi looks to her right, directs some traffic. Now dribbles to her left. 10 seconds to go. Onto the wing. Pirates will pass up top to Groning. Callie from deep range for three. Can't get it to go. Rebound's going to be picked up underneath the basket. Launched up ahead. And at the buzzer is shot up and no good by the Eagles. And we will head into the fourth quarter of play with the score sitting at 33-27. Soda Springs jumping out in front on the Eagles, outscoring them by 7 in the quarter. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Welcome back out to the home of Soda Springs and the Cardinals. Start of the fourth quarter. Soda Springs up by 6, 33-27 on the Eagles. See if Cardinals can hold on to the lead here as the Eagles take it inside. Traveling with the ball down low is Anna Gray. It's the 20th turnover by the Eagles in the game, and Soda Springs will look to try and use it to build on the 6-point lead early on in the quarter. McCullough to Groning. She looks up ahead, back to McCullough, still in the backcourt as they launch it forward into Mauchi's hands on the far wing. Reagan, one of the better ball handlers on the team, pulls it back out to McCullough. She fires it to Yamauchi. Down low, Rasmussen turns around. Shot put up and blocked. Rebounded again by Rasmussen. And it's a jump ball called down low on the second rebound. Off of a jump ball, and the Cardinals will get to inbound from underneath their own hoop with the possession arrow in their favor. Yamauchi back inside to Rasmussen on the inbound. Shot up, but a travel first, and turns it back over to Marsh Valley. The traveling violation, a mistake by the Cardinals, but they have not necessarily made a ton of those in the second half. One of the reasons why they've been able to take the lead. Nichols comes to the near side. Hope Dunn fires it to the corner. Vorwaller thought about the three, now gives it over to Nichols, who launches a three on her own. Lindsay Nichols drops home the triple from deep, and the Cardinals get their lead trimmed down to 3, 33-30. Ball passed up ahead, turned over by McCullough. Into the paint is going to go Jessie Belknap, and a blocking foul will be whistled on Callie Groning. Rolling her eyes is the senior for the Cardinals as she picks up the 4th team foul, and her second as well. Great job by Riley Belknap to force the contact down low. And with 7 minutes and 6 seconds to go, the Eagles will again loft it in. Vorwaller open from short, puts up a shot, no good, and the ball bounces on the baseline. Kirsten Rasmussen smartly letting that one go out of bounds and boxing out Hope Dunn. And the Cardinals get another possession with a minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. They're open to Groning. Groning gives back to Smith. Cardinals trying to break the full court press. Myers avoids going out of bounds, gets it in the corner, dribbles herself up and gives to Rasmussen in the right wing. Back to Smith. Inside to Yamauchi. Tries to drive in, travels with the basketball on a pump fake, picked up her wrong foot, and the Cardinals get their second turnover of the quarter. 16 in the game now, and again back to the Eagles to bring this one forward. 6 minutes and 46 seconds to go. It'll be brought forward by Nichols. She pushes her pace up across the half-court stripe. Gives it into the corner. Driving through. Belknap floats up a shot short off the side of the rim. A jump ball called down low. It'll remain Eagles basketball as reaching over Reagan Yamauchi and getting the tie-up is Paige Vorwaller, using her height and her long arms to her advantage. A minute and a half gone by now, fourth quarter. Eagles inbound the basketball. Nichols takes it and thinks about the three before dribbling it up near half court. Over to the right side. Back skip pass to the near side. And back to Nichols once again. Belknap takes it left side wing. Back up top to Nichols. Uses her dribble before finding Belknap. She goes down low. Gray's going to be fouled from behind. Taylor Myers is going to pick this one up, I believe. the crowd not liking the foul call, but there was definitely contact down low that knocked Gray off of her footing. And the Eagles again get a chance to inbound the ball. Set to launch it in is going to be Belknap. Goes into the middle of the paint. Gray goes up for the shot. Fouled again as she hits the deck hard. Kirsten Rasmussen's going to be whistled for this one. And that is going to bring up free throws as Rasmussen picks up her fourth. A dangerous place to be for Kirsten, who has had an off game, mostly due to the foul trouble she's been in almost the entire game. 6:19 to go, and Anna Gray steps to the line. Right in front of the student section, the first free throw nailed and dropped home. Back to a 2-point game now, 33-31. The Eagles on a 4-0 run to start out the fourth quarter of play. Student section making some noise as the second free throw rolls down as well. 4 points for Anna Gray, and the Eagles move to 4 for 7 from the line. Callie Groning on the inbounds will bring the ball forward, trying to break the triple team that had her in the backcourt. Up ahead to Smith, loses the ball but tracks it down before it goes out of bounds. Gives to Groning, drives into the lane, floats up a shot, fouled in the face as reaching from behind. Riley Belknap got her hands a little bit too close to Groning's face, and she's going to pick up her first foul and send Callie to the line where she is 0 for 1 despite having 7 points tonight. Callie toes the line, right-handed shooter. Red shoes, black socks, white uniform on top with the hair in a ponytail, and cannot hit the first free throw as she will swat the hands of the two teammates and get a quick pat on the back from Taylor Myers. 6:07 to go. One more free throw coming up for Groning. Cardinals have only missed 4 free throws tonight, but they've only taken 9 free throws so far, the 10th one coming up as more height going to be subbed in for the Eagles. Katie Anderson into the game, as is Taya Batts. And Groning, the right-handed shooter, will again toe the line. Looks over the shot, spins it, fires it, and cannot get this free throw to go either. 0 for 3 at the line now as Callie tries for the steal as Gunter's going to bring it up court. Has it poked from behind. Ball loose on the ground. Tie-up's going to be called on this floor outside of the paint. And it's Cardinals basketball and another turnover by Marsh Valley. Their 21st of the game. Jessie Belknap will check into the game for the Cardinals. Jessie with 2 points, 5 rebounds. This will be her first minutes in the game since the start of the second half as Myers breaks the press quickly by going up ahead to Reagan Yamauchi. She'll hesitate, now drives baseline, draws the contact as Paige Vorwaller picks up her 4th foul now. Paige, who has not been much of a factor in the second half, will pick up the 5th team foul for Marsh Valley, and the Cardinals get to inbound from underneath their own hoop. It'll be Taylor Myers to do the inbounding with the Cardinals clinging to a 1-point lead, 33-32. Casey Smith cuts through the paint, but they're going to go to Yamauchi in the paint. She'll stop, pops one up from 12 feet. Can't get it to go. Rebound dribbles out to Yamauchi. Yamauchi up top to Groning, who will hold it for a moment before feeding it to Smith over on the far side. And a timeout's going to be taken as coming up very gimpy is Taya Batts. I did not see what happened in the lane, and the Eagles are going to sub out for her. It looks like it is an ankle or a knee on her leg, or maybe just a dead leg, as a sub will come in for her. Anna Gray checking back into the game. 5 minutes, 43 seconds to go. Cardinals inbound the ball. Casey Smith outside to Groning, launching up a triple, no good. Rebounded on the backside by Nichols, and she'll push the pace up the right sideline. Beats Myers, lofts the pass into the paint. Katie Anderson turns around, drops one home. She's got 4 points to go with her 5 boards, and the Cardinals have lost their lead on a 7-0 run in the fourth quarter of play without scoring a bucket yet. And another turnover by the Cardinals, but turned right back over to the Cardinals. Yamauchi into the lane, fouled on her way up to the hoop. After forcing the turnover, Groning watched as Yamauchi picked up the ball, tried to drive to the hoop, and was hacked on the way forward. Chance to tie it up and possibly even take the lead for Soda Springs. And the foul will go on Katie Anderson for her 4th. Reagan at the line, 2 for 2 so far. Will not get the roll on the first one. Rolled in, then back out again. And she'll have to try and settle for tying the game up if she can knock home this free throw here. One more coming up, right-handed free throw shooter. Right hand taped on the pinky and ring finger. Free throw up, this one is good. She's 3 for 4 from the stripe. And a sub will come in. No, a timeout's going to be taken. Cardinals wanted to talk things over on the near sideline. We'll take a timeout as well. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Live life comfortably in your new cozy Lazy Boy recliner, sofa, couch, or love seat. With a huge selection to choose from, you'll find the right one for you at Sanders Furniture and Appliances in Soda Springs. If you've been dreaming of brand new kitchen appliances like refrigerators, ranges, microwaves, and chest freezers, you'll be able to find top brands like Whirlpool, Amana, and Maytag. Visit Sanders Furniture and Appliances in Soda Springs. Come find what you're looking for. Sanders Furniture, 148 South Main, Soda Springs.
Back here again at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals in the fourth quarter of play. It's all knotted up 34 apiece after a 7-1 run by the Eagles to open up play, trying to answer back to an 8-0 run the Cardinals went on in order to gain that 6-point lead after the close of quarter number 3. Both teams trying to answer each other back as the Cardinals will break the timeout huddle on the court for Soda Springs. Callie Groning, Casey Smith, Jesse Belknap, Reagan Yamauchi, and Taylor Myers. All starters except for Kirsten Rasmussen, who sits on the bench with 4 fouls at the time being. 5:15 to go, fourth quarter of play. The Eagles will start out with the ball, working right to left on your radio dial. Up to the top of the key, Gunter will walk it forward before passing it near side. Vorwaller thought about the 3, drives in the lane, passes it through, picked up by Anderson on a loose ball. She's fouled and is going to step to the stripe. Foul whistled on Taylor Myers, And Anderson, who has yet to take a free throw, will step to the line for the first time tonight. Senior, the only senior on the Eagles, will look into the student section and wrap down the first free throw. The Eagles 3 for 3 in the second half of play. Went 2 for 5 in the first half, but they're making them when they count the most. Second free throw up. That one is going to find the bottom of the hoop as well. 4 for 4 now in the second half for the Eagles. And Anderson has 6 points all in this half. Ball will be brought forward by the Cardinals, down by 2, 36-34 to the near side. It's going to be Smith giving it to Groning. Skip pass top of the key to Myers. Holds it there before giving off to Smith once again. Looks over to Schwanevelt. And Coach Schwanevelt signals the play. Gives to Groning on the near side wing. Tries to drive in lane, crosses over. Fires a pass to the far side. Belknap holds it there before finding Smith. She hesitates, steps inside the three-point line before fading it to Smith. Smith gives up top to Groning. Groning looking inside before giving off to Smith. Yamauchi on the low block, trying to find her way open. She's going to be cut off before the ball. Ball loose on the ground and turned over to Marsh Valley. Brought up by Vorwaller. She crosses over the top of the key, gets into the hoop, throws a layup up but can't get it to go. Rebound tip back into the hands of Anderson, who's fouled on the play by Callie Groning. And Anderson is going to step to the hoop as Groning picks up her third foul. And excuse me, they actually are going to call that on Reagan Yamauchi. So Reagan, first free throw up and no good. First miss of the second half for the Eagles. And Anderson will have one more coming up, trying to make it a 3-point ball game. Second free throw for the right-handed shooter is going to be long off the back iron. No good. Rebound tracked in by Jesse Belknap. Great job corralling it and gives off to Smith. Up ahead to Groning, who will use her dribble. Back to Smith on the far sideline, and she'll use her dribble to observe the defense. Now looking to get it underneath Yamauchi, trying to find a way down low, and they're going to call a foul down low on Gunter, and Gunter picks up her, I believe, fourth foul. Yes, that'll be her fourth, the seventh team foul, and 1-and-1 free throws coming up for Reagan Yamauchi. The Eagles sideline and fans not liking the call as Yamauchi will step to the line. The freshman trying to climb the Cardinals back in. She's 3 for 4 from the line and make it 4 for 5, knocking home the front end. One more coming up. She's got 10 points to lead the Cardinals in the game in that category. 6 of those coming in the second half. One more. Cardinals down 1. Both teams have scored 15 points in this second half of play. And Yamauchi trying to give the Cardinals lead. Can't get it to go. Rebound dribbles out. Pulled down by Vorwaller on the rebound. She splits a double team. Bounces it off to Gunter. Pushes the pace at the free throw line. Passes inside to Gray. Turned around. Dropped home as Kenzie Gunter gets her 10th point of the game. Anna Gray gets her 6th point of the game. And it'll be the Eagles back on defense up by 3. 38-35. Reagan with the ball. Comes to her right. Tries to drive around. Passing up a screen. And now goes back up near the logo. Goes to the far side. It'll be Belknap cutting in as Yamauchi puts up a shot off the side of the rim. Rebound pulled down by Anna Gray. That'll be her second board of the game. She'll give off to Gunter to bring it forward, who pulls it to the near side. 3:14 to go. Yamauchi glaring at Gunter as she holds the ball near half court. Bounce pass to the far side is going to be picked up, and a foul called on Casey Smith. It'll be the 9th team foul on Soda Springs. Casey picks up her 4th. And Kirsten Rasmussen will check back into the game for the Cardinals as Nichols will toe the line with 1-and-1 free throws, the final 1-and-1 of the game for Marsh Valley. Long hair and a ponytail for Gunter, covering up her number on the back as the right-handed shooter lofts up the front end and drops that one through. One more coming up for the junior. She's got 4 points in the game, all in this quarter. As a second free throw up. That one's no good. Rolls off to the far side. Makes it a 4-point game, though, 39-35, as Yamauchi brings it forward after the Belknap rebound. She looks to her right, passes it to Smith in the corner. Down low, they'll give off to Rasmussen. Shot up, blocked away by Vorwaller on the near side. Up ahead, the Eagles will bring the ball forward after Anderson pulled in her 6th board of the game. It'll be Gunter to the near side for Nichols. She looks inside the paint before dribbling it off to her right. Pulls up. Still looks inside, throws the ball away. Cardinals with the steal as Groning comes away with the basketball and goes to her left. Picks it up and slows the pace down after crossing half court. Gives off to Yamauchi. Reagan will bring it forward near the lines on the volleyball court that symbolize 10 feet. Yamauchi up top. Casey Smith for 3. Wide open. Can't get it to go. Long rebound tipped around on the ground. Picked up by Reagan. A jump ball is going to be called into the hands of the Eagles. And the Cardinals will watch as Marsh Valley picks up the basketball. 2 minutes and 12 seconds to go. Still a 4-point ball game, but the Eagles starting to close this one out, holding the Cardinals to 2 points in this fourth quarter as the Cardinals offense has gone dry. To the right side, Vorwaller steps in, passes it through the hands of Anderson, picked up by Gunter, though, to keep possession for the Eagles. Gunter comes to the near side, bumped, and a timeout taken, avoiding a turnover as Coach Kyle McQuivy able to save his girls, and we'll take a timeout as well as this one's a full. Back after this on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
It's so pretty here.
Katie's away at college,
There's the library.
but she can still be close to her mom back home. Travis is working on a big report. High-speed internet puts a world of information at his fingertips. Silver Star Communications provides connections that help students learn and keep families close, even when they're miles apart. Get your family in touch and informed with high-speed internet from Silver Star Communications. Call today or visit silverstar.com.
Welcome back out to the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals. Fourth quarter underway, under 2 minutes left to go here. Soda Springs holding on to a 4-point lead on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard as they look to try and come back against Marsh Valley, down by 4. Marsh Valley has come back and was down by 6 starting this quarter, 33-27. Since then, it's been a 12-2 run for the Eagles as the Soda Springs Cardinals have not been able to hit a single field goal in the fourth quarter. Their offense coming from going 2 for 6 at the free throw line, and right now those 4 misses at the free throw line definitely hurting the Cardinals, who have in fact gone 3 for 8 from the line in the second half of play. Eagles to inbound to open up the fourth quarter, a minute 57 to go, and Gunter takes it in the backcourt. Walks it up the near sideline, crosses the timeline with a minute and 51 to go. To the right side, Vorwaller holds onto it before giving to Nichols, left to the top of the key. Flings the ball around, gives to Vorwaller, steps in the lane, kicks it outside. Gray gives up the dribble there, and will move it to the right side where Gunter is going to be fouled through a double team. It'll be 2 free throws coming up for Gunter at the line. Foul is going to be whistled on Kat McCullough, and it'll be her second foul, 10th team foul, and as I said, it will send Gunter to the stripe for a pair of free throws. Kenzie has yet to attempt one in the game and has 8 points so far for the Eagles. First free throw up, no good off the back iron. And the Eagles have missed 4 of their last 5 free throws. Cardinals will sub who's on each side of the lane as Rasmussen will body up onto Katie Anderson with Yamauchi taking the body of Anna Gray on the near side. Second free throw up, that's no good as well. No, it got the friendly roll, kicked back in, and it'll be the Cardinals to again bring the ball forward with Smith taking the dribble, down by 5. Smith pulls the ball up. You got to see some urgency from the Cardinals here as Smith comes to the near side. Casey looks to the left. Now comes back to her right. Groning puts up a quick jumper, short off the side of the rim. Rebound loose on the deck is going to be picked up by Rasmussen. Ball loose on the floor, and Smith picks it up as Rasmussen saves the rebound for her fifth. With the ball, McCullough skips it to the far side. Smith drives baseline, puts up a shot, floated to the hoop. Foul will be called onto the floor. It's going to go against Paige Borwaller. That'll be her fifth foul of the game by my count. Eighth team foul will send Casey Smith to the line, as coming to the bench is going to be Anna Gray, replaced by Taya Betts. And a sub coming in for the Eagles. And coming in for the Eagles is going to be Riley Belknap. So out of the game with 2 points and 5 rebounds is Paige Borwaller. A very off night for her, but her teammates trying to pick her up as Smith knocks home the front end of the 1-and-1. She's got 10 points in the game now to match Reagan Yamauchi in that stat, with 1 rebound to go along with it. Minute and 13 seconds to go. 4-point game. Big free throw here. Could make it a 1-possession ball game as Smith crouches, fires, and can't hit the free throw. Taya Batts pulls down another board. That's her 10th, giving her 8 points and 10 rebounds. And on the backside, Kat McCullough is going to be whistled for another foul. It'll be her third, and sends, I believe, Gunter to the free throw line for another pair. She's 1 for 2 on the night with 9 points overall. For McCullough, it's her third foul, 11th on the Cardinals. And the student section for Soda trying to make some noise. Free throw up and good. Kenzie Gunter with 10 points now to lead all scorers for Marsh Valley. 1 more up and 1 more down as well. She's made her last 3. Into the game is going to check Ashlyn Marshall. She will come into the game for Taya Batts, who checks in after hurting her leg. It looked like earlier on in the game. She'll take a seat on the bench as the defense will be onto the court. Kat McCullough with the basketball, trying to dribble up through the full court pressure. Cards down by 6, 42-36. Yamauchi with the ball, stutters her way into the lane, drives to the hoop, lays one up, looking for the foul, and can't get the draw of the foul. Misses the shot, and the rebound's going to be tracked down by the Cardinals, though. Smith underneath. McCullough puts up a short jumper. That's no good. Reagan with the board. Ball is going to be into her hands and also into Borwaller's hands. And it will remain Cardinals basketball off of the short shot with 45 seconds to go in a 42-36 game. Smith once again on the inbounds play. Lost this to Groning. She holds it on the wing. Looks to Smith. Puts up a shot. This one's going to be short off the side of the rim. Rebound tracked down on the far side by McCullough, but on the line, turning it back over to Marsh Valley. Great hustle by McCullough to try and stay in bounds, but just couldn't do it. And with 37.1 seconds left to go, the Eagles will inbound the ball. It'll be Gunter throwing it away right into the hands of McCullough. Laid up and in by Smith, and Smith will get her 12th point of the game as a timeout's going to be taken by the Cardinals. A 30-second timeout to talk it over with a 4-point ball game and 31.4 seconds left to go. Huge buckets here coming up for the Cardinals, but you can't help but wonder what would have happened if they'd made more of their free throws in the second half, as they have missed 6 free throws out of the 10 that they've taken in the second half of play. Only 4 for 10. And in the game so far, 8 for 16. So you're talking 8 missed free throws there for the Cardinals. And on the other side, Marsh Valley, they've missed 4 free throws as well in the second half of play, but they've made 8. Going 10 for 17 from the line. Only missing 7 opportunities. 31.4 seconds left to go as the Eagles will break the timeout huddle with the ball. In to do the inbounding is going to be Riley Belknap, gives this one in to Mitchell. Mitchell launches up ahead underneath the basket, and traveling with the basketball to turn it over is Kenzie Gunter. She had the press broken, pushed the pace too much, overran her dribble, and turns it to the Cardinals on the travel. 26.8 seconds to go. Soda to inbound. Groning looking to do it, calls the timeout to save possession for Soda, and it will be back to the bench to talk things over for the Cardinals. We'll take a timeout. No, we're going to keep this one right here on KBRV 800 The Bear, as well as online at mylocalradio.com. Remind you, this game brought to you by Caribou Memorial Hospital, where you'll find a qualified, happy, and fun staff working with doctors who have a real interest in your well-being. They also have a large network of specialists and surgeons working in state-of-the-art surgical facilities and feature on-site rehabilitation services to ensure you have a comfortable and timely recovery. That's Caribou Memorial Hospital, Living Center, and clinics at 300 South, 3rd West in Soda Springs. 38-42 on the Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. Cardinals down by 4 to Marsh Valley, and a tough Marsh Valley team at that. They have a 13-4 record and are a team that is, if they can knock off Snake River, going to be making a trip into the state championships later this year, and is definitely a team that could take it home. Cardinals to inbound. It'll be Rasmussen to get it into Smith. Smith pushes it up the court, breaks the press all the way into the hoop, passes it near side. McCullough for 2, can't get it to go, and over the back foul is going to be called on the Cardinals as Casey Smith launches herself over the back of one of the defenders in the paint and will pick up what will be her 5th foul, as she will have to check out of the game for the night and will send Ashton Marshall to the free throw line for a pair, as that is 10 team fouls and more on the Cardinals with 19 seconds to go. McCullough just a little bit long, and Mitchell will step forward. Steps back, steps to the line. Right-handed shooter will not get the front end of the 2 free throws. One more coming up. Big free throw here to make it a 5-point ball game. Right now, 4-point lead on your Gate City Real Estate scoreboard. 19 seconds to go. Mitchell, second free throw. That's short off the front of the rim. Rasmussen with the board, gives to Yamauchi. She'll push the pace up the court. Comes up to the free throw line, kicks outside to Groning. 3-ball up and no good, but rebounded out of bounds. No, it's going to be saved under the hoop by Rasmussen. Back outside. Groning launches a triple. Short off the front of the rim again. Yamauchi goes outside. She puts up a triple to air ball, and the Cardinals can't come away with the victory after a hard-fought game and a well-fought game for both teams. A 4-point win for the Eagles, 42-38 over Soda Springs, in a game that went down to the wire for each of these 2 squads, but the Cardinals coming up just short. Our post-game show coming up next on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLakeRadio.com, so stick with us for final numbers on this one, as well as a sports update to talk to the Soda Springs Wrestlers, who will be heading to Aberdeen for a tournament tomorrow afternoon here on KBRV 800 The Bear and online at MyLocalRadio.com.
There's an organization in southeast Idaho whose wildlife conservation efforts have been commended by the Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, the Idaho Fish and Wildlife Foundation, and the North American Moose Foundation. Who is this organization? It's Monsanto. While Monsanto is honored by the recognition they receive, their ongoing dedication to the environment is its own reward for all of us. Monsanto. Imagine.
Hey, America. We need to have a little talk. We've got a lot of food in this country. We've got so much food that we can't eat it all. So how are 17 million kids in America struggling with hunger? That's why the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks gathers surplus food and gets it to hungry kids who need it. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Here's a look at your Lalaton's food specials for the week of January 21st through the 27th in Soda Springs. They're having a Big Brands Big Deals special where you can get yourself cans of Campbell's tomato or chicken noodle soup for just 99 cents each. Or grab yourself 5 packs of Top Ramen for $1. And you can get 5 dozen Oakdale medium eggs for $4.69. And to wrap it all up with dessert, Fig Newtons and Oreos are just $2.99 a pack. That's all your specials for this week at Lalaton's in Soda Springs.
This is a test to find out if you know it all when it comes to children. Name one of the leading killers of U.S. children age 1 to 13. What's the best way to protect children in a car crash? At what age and size should a child start using a booster seat?
Don't assume you know it all when it comes to car seats for your child. Go to safercar.gov/the-right-seat and know for sure. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So, I'm a dog, and I'm kind of new to this family, but I've noticed a trend. My humans do this thing where they go around and get all my toys and hide them in this basket, but it's always the same basket, and it's always the same place, and then they act so surprised when I find them, but I'm like, hello, that's where you put it last time. Humans are the worst at hide and go seek.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
Back here at the home of the Soda Springs Cardinals, time for our end of game recap as the Cardinals falling in this one 42-38 on your final score of tonight's game as they drop this in their 5th contest of the season, moving down to 13-5 on the year. Marsh Valley improves to 14-4 on the season. Both teams in district play for the rest of the seasons. The Cardinals with 3 more games left, and the Eagles with another 2 games left on their schedule as well. We take a look at the final numbers, starting off with the victorious Eagles. They were led on the night by Kinsey Gunter, as she had a very even night. 11 points in the game, 5 in the second half, 6 in the first half, 2 rebounds for her as well. Taya Batts, who played limited minutes in the 4th quarter, ended with 8 points and 10 rebounds. 6 points and 6 boards for Kata Anderson, who played very limited in the first half and did not have a single stat in the first half other than her 2 fouls. 6 points and 2 rebounds for Anna Gray. 4 points and 2 boards for Lindsay Nichols, all those in the 4th quarter. 2 points and 2 boards for Riley Belknap. Paige Vorwaller with 2 points and 5 boards as well. And Hope Dunn with 3 points and no rebounds. Ashlyn Marshall canned in at 0 points but did pull down 3 rebounds. 32 total rebounds on the night for the Eagles. 42 points, and they went 10 for 19 from the free throw line. On the other side for the Soda Springs Cardinals, you had a 10-point, 3-rebound performance for Reagan Yamauchi and Casey Smith with a 12.1 rebound performance. They led the Cardinals as a squad. Callie Groning finished with 7 points and 3 boards, 2 points, 4 rebounds for Alexa White, 3 points, 5 rebounds for Taylor Myers, 2 points and 7 rebounds for both Jessie Belknap and Kirsten Rasmussen, and 1 point and 0 points and 1 rebound for Kat McCullough. And of course, the struggling in the back half of the game for the Cardinals as they missed several open jumpers late in that contest. Cardinals went 8 for 16 from the free throw line. I think that's the most disappointing stat of the night for Soda Springs, as they had a very, very strong first half and could not capitalize at the free throw line, only losing by 4, and they missed 6 free throws in that second half of play. Although not necessarily something you can completely blame it on, but something that you definitely would have liked to see a little bit better performance from for the Cardinals at the line. Cardinals forced 24 turnovers, turned it over 18 times themselves. Numbers I think one side you would be happy for if you're a Cardinal fan, but the 18 turnovers, something that definitely hurt them, especially in the first quarter of play where they trailed 15-12 to Marsh Valley. We'll take one more break, come back on the other side of this one with our sports update. Case Griffiths of the Soda Springs wrestling team joins us on KVRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Cattlemen have a code of ethics. Live each day with courage. Take pride in your work. Always finish what you start. Do what has to be done. Be tough but fair. When you make a promise, keep it. Ride for the brand. Talk less and say more. Remember that some things aren't for sale, and know where to draw the line. The folks at Mound Valley Cattle Company in Thatcher, Idaho are proud of the students at Grace High School, investing in the leaders of tomorrow. The Mound Valley Cattle Company, 208-339-0614.
Man, do I love card night. You ready, boys? You got a king?
Go, fish dad!
Oh, come on! This is WWE superstar Titus O'Neil. The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Learn more at 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
Come on, smile. Oh, honey, he's still not smiling.
Maybe he's not a smiler.
Yeah, maybe he's just not a happy baby.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Or maybe he's teething.
Maybe it's just a phase.
Maybe he has autism, and we can definitely do something to help.
Maybe is all you need to find out more about autism. No big, joyful smiles by 6 months is one early sign. Learn the others at autismspeaks.org/signs. Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
Back here once again on KBRV 800 The Bear in our post-game show, and it's time for us to jump into our sports update. Case Griffiths of the Soda Springs wrestling team had a chance to sit down and talk with us. Let's hear what he had to say about the wrestling season as they get ready to head to Aberdeen in tomorrow night's and Saturday night's meet for the weekend for the wrestlers.
Caleb Burgraff here with Case Griffiths from the Soda Springs wrestling team. And Case, you guys just got done with one of the tougher tournaments you guys are going to head to, the Wendell tournament. What were your thoughts on that tournament, and what were some of the expectations that you had going into it, and did they live up to it?
Well, we went to the tournament, and I was pretty excited to go because I didn't wrestle the last 3 meets. So I was pretty excited. I didn't really know how I was going to do, but I did pretty good for me. The team expectations, I think we did pretty good. We have a lot of new kids this year, and we did average out of all the teams, so I'd say we did pretty good for our group of kids that we've got. We're definitely looking to get better, though.
When you look at a team that was missing a lot of weight classes, coming in 12th at that type of a tournament is definitely not something bad. And when you look at the 5th district teams that were there, you guys are right in the middle of the pack on those as well. How much confidence do you think the team got from the results that you guys were able to turn out over at Wendell?
I think we got a lot of confidence. I know that I won some more matches than I usually do, so yeah, that was definitely a confidence booster for me. But if you look at our scores, we're going to be getting a few more kids like Walker Henderson and Dylan Farnes soon, and they should be winning more matches, so then that's more points on the board for us.
Looking at your own wrestling game, what are some of the things that you really want to improve on, that you really need to improve on going forward as you get ready for districts?
Well, this is my first year ever wrestling, so some of the things that I could improve are maybe just being a little bit faster on my sprawls or cross faces. It's kind of hard because some of these kids have been wrestling for 13 years, and this is my first year, but I think just learning when to throw the moves and how hard to throw them, and where I need to put the pressure on the other guy to get him to move in the direction I want.
When you look at it being one of your first year wrestling, are you happy to be coming into the program with a lot of other younger kids where there's a lot of work on some of the fundamentals and the basics, and that's been a lot of where the drilling's been?
Yeah, I mean, some of the kids have been wrestling since they've been in preschool, and some of the freshmen, and I'm right there with them, so I think that it's good to have a lot of the younger kids, but I do wish I had some juniors with me since I'm the only one.
This weekend you guys are heading to Aberdeen. This one's going to be for you and for some of the other kids that are new. It's going to be a great tournament because you get 8 to 10 consistent matches. How excited are you for this? And especially when you get to look at more of the district teams, how much is this going to help you guys moving forward?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a lot of matches because I have a big weight class, but I'm pretty excited to get the experience in and to see who are going to be wrestling for districts to go to state.
Case, thanks so much for the time. Good luck to you as you continue the season, and hopefully we'll see good things from you as well as the rest of the Soda team.
Thanks.
That was junior Case Griffiths from the Soda Springs wrestling team. One more break, and we'll be back after this for a final wrap-up of tonight's game on KBRV 800 The Bear and online with live video streaming at mylocalradio.com.
Whether or not you like winter, winter is upon us. There has never been a better time to convert to natural gas. Make this winter more comfortable and warm with a natural gas Lennox furnace from Reed's Plumbing and Heating in Soda Springs. The temperature outside doesn't matter. Keep your family cozy for years to come. For a new natural gas furnace, service on your existing furnace, or an in-home consultation, visit Reed's Plumbing and Heating today. 180 South 3rd East, next to the overpass. Reed's Plumbing and Heating. Natural gas worth asking for.
So when you get to the corner of Smith and Orchard, you're going to want to take a left.
You are not going to
Then what you're
going
to do is turn onto Marcy Avenue.
just broke up,
and go past the first
apparently
3
she's
lights
happy
and then
about
take
it.
the next left.
I don't really
then drive
think
5
she's
more
happy,
blocks
but
and you should be
who
there.
am I to judge, right?
Park on the
Anyway,
right.
That's
I'll
what
see
I
you
heard
later
last
tonight.
night.
It's hard to concentrate on 2 things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstopwrecks.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
One stop and get everything on your list. Gas, groceries, fresh deli items, lottery tickets, and all your fish and game licenses. Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs is locally owned and open 7 days a week. You can check the daily lunch specials every Monday through Friday on the Patterson Quick Stop Facebook page. When you need it quick, get it at Patterson Quick Stop in Soda Springs, 111 North Hooper. Go Cardinals!
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to start foraging wild berries.
I was skeptical, but these are actually pretty good.
You don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
Back once again at the home of Soda Springs and the Lady Cardinals as they fall to Marsh Valley and the Eagles by a final score in this contest of 42-38 to Marsh Valley and drop to the season record of 13-5 on the year as they will return into District 5 play with several more games coming up on the season, including a trip to Bear Lake on Saturday night, a 7:30 opening tip for that one with us on the air at 7:10 on KBRV 800 The Bear. And our next game, though, will be tomorrow night down at Westside as the Soda Springs boys basketball team will be traveling down to take on the Pirates in their second district game of the year. They were supposed to have a game on Wednesday. That game against Aberdeen, of course, got moved back, and it is going to be played on February 1st in a game on Monday that we will have here on KBRV 800 The Bear when they make that one up. 7 o'clock tip and 6:40 pregame show for that one. Again, though, the next game is going to be at Westside, 7 o'clock tip, 6:40 pregame show. Also going on tomorrow night, the Grace girls and boys will be heading to Butte County, and the Aberdeen Wrestling Tournament will be going on for the Soda Springs, North Gem, and Grace wrestlers. On the 23rd, also, the North Gem girls and boys basketball teams will be taking on Mackey. That'll be a game going on at North Gem, and it will be a good one to head on to if you're not planning on heading out to the Bear Lake game, and the Aberdeen Wrestling Tournament will continue. That's your look ahead here on KBRV 800 The Bear. Our final wrap-up coming up now is I want to thank you for tuning in to the post-game show here for the Cardinals. The proceeding has been a sports production and sports broadcast of Old West Media Incorporated and Cook Brothers Broadcasting. No portion of this production can be used or rebroadcast without express written consent of Old West Media Incorporated. Tonight's executive producer is Val Cook. I would also like to thank our sales team as well as our office manager Kim Miller and general manager Warren Cook. Thanks to all of our sponsors and to you for tuning in. Once again, our final score, 42-38, the Cardinals fall to Marsh Valley and the Eagles for the second time this year. For tonight's videographer Darby Seipert, I'm Caleb Burgraff. Until next time, let's go Cardinals, let's go Caribou County.
We hope you have enjoyed this presentation of Caribou County basketball on KBRV The Bear and online at mylocalradio.com. Visit our website for a full schedule of upcoming games and for recaps of every game we have covered this year. Until next time we take to the air with Caribou County Sports, goodbye and good night.